Sharon Tay.
And I'm Steve Truitt, and this is your connection to the people and the technology that changes the way we live today
and into tomorrow. The maverick lone wolf inventor endures, daring to dream impossible dreams. In fact, we found one bold enough to launch himself into space.
This is about a 1/4 scale model showing you my capsule, the coupler, the fuel tank, the fins.
Brian Walker intends to be the first private citizen to blast into space in a home-built rocket.
I'm building a spaceship in my backyard. It's gonna go fast and it's gonna go far.
Sound like the ultimate harebrained scheme? Well, aerospace experts say it can work. And they believe this 45-year-old who barely made it through high school math has the nerve and the expertise to pull it off.
Being dyslexic and attention deficit disorder type thing, normal education was extremely difficult for me, especially mathematics because of the numbers.
Walker had a dream of becoming an astronaut, though he knew that with his lousy grades, his odds of getting into the space program were zilch. So he chucked that fantasy and he started inventing toys, many with an outer space theme.
There's just something about it which is interesting.
A number of them became big sellers, making Walker a very rich man. And the millions he's earned have enabled him to finally pursue his childhood dream of rocketing into space. He's dropped some major cash to enroll in a cosmonaut training program at Star City, headquarters for the Russian space program.
I want you just back far enough. Here, prop. Uh-oh.
And he's building his own training facility.
This is my centrifuge. It's for getting acclimated down to high G's and all experience in the rocket.
Walker's compound boasts complete design and fabrication facilities for his rocket ship.
It's pretty cool.
A loner, Walker works from the crack of dawn and often throughout the night. Undistracted by videos and sporting events, he works with one part-time helper.
This was my dream and my passion, and I'm a little bit too stubborn to try and deal with people that are like, well, we should do it this way or we should do it that way. There's a rocket ready to launch.
His spacecraft will get its first boost from compressed air.
Compressed air would literally just throw it straight up off of those tubes. And once it launches, the tubes drop away.
The main rocket engine will be fueled by 7,000 pounds of hydrogen peroxide. 8 small rocket motors on the ship's nose will keep it pointed straight up.
Anytime the gyroscope senses the rocket is not pointed straight up, the corresponding motor will reduce its thrust enough to keep it pointed straight. These are 133-pound thrust rocket motors.
6 other rocket motors on the bottom of the capsule separated from the fuel tank and goose it to its peak altitude, 35 miles.
I will be above 99.9% of the atmosphere at that point.
But he still had to figure out a way to get down.
Nose cone pops off and I deploy an airbag. It increases my resistance to the air. And then when I get down to around 50,000 feet, I deploy a drogue chute. And then at around 12,000 feet, I drop around nose first and deploy a parafoil wing. And I come into my land like a parachutist or a paraglide pilot.
Walker's first mission will be aboard a smaller test rocket.
This is my actual first test rocket.
After reaching 5,000 feet in 20 seconds.
I jump. I'll be wearing skydiving gear.
Now, isn't this all a tad risky, you ask? You bet your sweet astronaut it is. But Walker says most of the danger will be confined to the first 10 seconds of flight. After that, he thinks he should be able to get himself out of almost any jam.
The higher I am in this thing, the safer I am because the more time I have to react.
Some people still think he's a nutcase. Even so, that doesn't faze this free-thinking garage wizard.
Can you imagine Alexander Graham Bell trying to convince people that you could talk to a person in another city, state, or country over a little device in their home? People really did think he was nuts.
I'm building a spaceship behind my head.
Yes, those who dare to push the envelope all on their own are often considered lunatics until they succeed. And if he does, this backyard scientist may change our world inspiring other enterprising dreamers to venture into the cosmos.
Maybe in a way I might become like the poster boy for private space.
Building a spaceship in my backyard. It's gonna go fast and it's gonna go far.